Hello friends, Namaste. Good morning or good evening everyone. This is Lavanya Vishwanath from Australia. I'll be the host for this session with divine blessings of Dr. Brahmashikita Patriji and Swarnamala Patriji. Let us start our today's session. I would like you to welcome back to the Divine Breath YouTube channel, Australia, initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. So for the past few sessions, a senior pyramid master, Prasanna Medisetti from Houston, started narrating this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So let me just give you a quick recap of our last class. Prasanna Garu talked about resistance, and resistance is the root cause of our suffering. So it's like we are unconsciously, we are refusing to accept this present moment, whatever it is, situation. And our illusion of unconscious unhappiness is by identification, mental storytelling, and feeding our unhappiness. And Prasanna Garu talked about surrender for the past two sessions, I think. So surrender is the portal to spiritual energy, and we should stop fighting with this present moment, accept the circumstances, and open the portal. So with this, I would like to welcome Prasanna Garu. Over to you.
Thank you, Lavanya. Yeah, I think we stopped at one point, right? Surrender the relationships. I think we talked few points like misunderstanding the surrender in relationships and what is the quality no. When you are saying no, non-reactive no and the high quality no, we talked about. And when surrender feels impossible, what should be done? Resistance versus surrender. We talked about until then. So let me continue the topic surrendering in the relationships, inner versus outer non resistance. Focus primarily, like we always should focus primarily on our inner state rather than outer state. But in general, we are focusing on our outer state rather than inner state. That's where we, being a spiritual seekers, we being a yoga practitioners, whatever, we have to turn our thing from outside to the inner state. The outer life will automatically reflect your inner peace once you are turning down. So automatically it will reflect your inner peace. I'll give an example kind. You have a beautiful home, you have a car to ride, you have a kids that are listening to you. Okay, let us take. So when that is happening, are you still feeling lost or are you still feeling something that you need to achieve? Definitely yes. The reason is we are not satisfied with previously when we are as a kids, if you see, right, if the people has constructed one particular home, they are so happy in their lifetime. But now we are not satisfied. No, house is not sufficient. We have to upgrade it. Do two or three, or even if I have one, get the two or three with the fear. What will happen in the retirement? What will happen? All that. So we do not have that faith. We are doing all this with a fear or with a comparison. Suppose if you stop that comparison and looking within yourself and see, I have a pretty good home. I have a car that I can ride to my work. And now let me focus, spend time with kids, spend time with thing. Let me try to find out my purpose. Let me try to give back to the society. Once you started thinking, then definitely you will find your purpose, you will find your happiness. You may not be in the rat race like any of your friends or like all others around you, but still you will be at peace, and that peace reflects on your face. Whenever somebody sees you, they feel so pleasant, happy. They feel like sharing with you, they feel like talking to you. So that is the kind of inner peace we should reflect. Practice that surrender in the relationships. When it helps out accepting the people rather than trying to change or label or criticize them. It prevents you from using the relationships as means to an end because of your gratification or a material gain. You feel like you will not end the relationships because of all these things. Accept the relationships as it is. It doesn't mean, right, because all the relationships, like all the relationships may not be the same. All of your friends may not be understanding you, or all the friends um, may not be like think as you like, but accept them as they are. Like I always say, you cannot expect a first grade or a second grade student to understand trigonometry. Trigonometry comes only later part of the life, like 8th, ninth, or 10th grades. That time only they can understand trigonometry, isn't it? So we learned, means when I'm a student, I learned trigonometry at 10th, but nowadays the super kids may learn at 8th or even may 7th, but not at the first and second grades, right? Similarly, in our life process, you came to an understanding, you are at some stage. Suppose your friends are not listening to you when you want to come, when you are asking them to come for a meditation or a book club, or they are actually going after money, going after the material things. It doesn't matter. Accept them as they are because they are also in the process. They are at some stage, you are at some stage. If Ramana Maharshi or Shirdi Sai Baba or Patri sir, if they are all looking at us and going after kids, going after that, going after so many fears, they will also feel the same way when they saw us. But do they leave us? They didn't leave us. They try to tell us, they try to, they did not judge. So I said, okay, go in the middle path. You need not leave. You do this, you do this. So many varieties of the things that all these masters, enlightened masters, have shown to us because they treated us like those kids of first grade or second grade. So whenever you are seeing somebody else who are not listening, do not judge them. Do not label them. Just accept as they are. Okay, they'll come one day. It is only your responsibility is to tell what's going on, to explain that if you want to go for a meditation, here is a opportunity, or if you want to learn something, here is an opportunity. That much only you can do. You cannot do. So this is what surrender the any relationships in your life. So many a times now forget about your friends. Even our own parents won't listen to us. But doesn't mean that they are bad or anything because they are in the different phases of their life. As I always mention, the Gen Z kids who born after 2000, as a spiritually they said, higher masters was born in this world after 2000 because they wanted to refine or they do this earth planet a clean one. So all the ascended masters came to this world in order to make this or prepare this world for the next dimensional when the earth is changing. So accept the relationships. Any relationships, do not judge or do not label. So that is what, with the non-resistance, try to do that. First, try to do that in the inner resistance. Automatically, the same will come into the outer resist. Outer also, you will be able to see that. Surrender in arguments and conflict. Whenever there is an argument comes, surrender. Observe yourself during the arguments. What is happening to you? Are you arguing for the sake of to win the argument? Are you arguing to explain actually the truth? Or arguing because your ego is not satisfied to stop it? In most of the cases, whenever there is an argument with the kids, your ego is the one which is actually getting hurt and you will not accept what the kids are trying to say. One time, listen to them, and when their point is correct, oh, really, it's so nice. Yes, you are right. I'm sorry. I didn't understand. I didn't think that way. Just say that one word. Whenever you try to accept them, see how happily they will do that. How happily they will accept it. So it is not that we are being a parents, we are not always correct. That kind of a thing we have to We should try to. So in any relationships, if you stop, think that ego, keep aside the ego and try to see that, then you'll be able to live in that. And also, those people also, next time when you say something, they will try to understand it. Okay. Some cases, yeah, so some cases because when it comes to the kids, we may have to force, but we need to, no, not in all the cases. That is what I'm trying to say. Recognize your mental, emotional energy fueling in the reaction. Whenever you're arguing, recognize your mental emotion, how it is actually. Notice your defensiveness, aggression, and that need to be right. This is the ego that is working. I need to be right. I should always win. That's where the ego is working. Okay. So let your ego be separate whenever the argument comes. One day you will realize that you have a choice. Drop the need to react and surrender the emotional charge behind um, your emotional charge. You can just surrender it, and you can, okay, if you, even if your argument is right, your friend or whoever the other person is arguing such a wrong manner or such a nonsense thing that he is arguing, surrender it. Drop the argument. I'm not asking you to drop the truth. I'm asking you to drop the argument. Why your ego should come? Okay, let it be. Let it leave. So whenever you are, sometimes the silence speaks more than your words. So when notice when your silence is valuable than your words. Keep your silence. One day you will realize that how powerful the silence is. It's not about pretending to be given in. It is about authentically let go of your inner resistance. So let go of that inner resistance. Even with your, okay, I'm not arguing with you. Whenever you can learn, you will learn it. This is what I feel it. It's okay. If you cannot, I don't want to, don't extend that argument. Why you have to take so much emotional charge? Drop that one. When you are done it genuinely, you feel so lighter. You feel so clearer in your thoughts and so peaceful. That is called surrender. I'm not asking you to surrender for everything. You're asking you to surrender that particular state. That's where I'm asking. Impact on the person. What will happen? Whenever you are dropping the ego driven argument, whenever you are dropping that ego driven argument with your kids or with your colleagues or with your friends or with your parents, many a times, anything, whenever you drop that ego driven argument, whenever you have done, mm, uh, this opens the door for true communication, free from the powerful, sorry. So no longer, so whenever the impact on other person, whenever you are dropping on the ego reaction, you no longer energize the other person's mental position. Because other people also, they don't want you to drop, they want you to fight and win over the argument. But you are not fighting, you're just dropping it and saying that, okay, you learn whenever you want to learn. So that will kick them off. Oh, whatever they want, that kind of argument, they didn't get it. Okay, this, they will think what has happened. That opens the door for true communication. This is free from these power games, free from these ego battles. Then the other person will learn and or try to ask what is the thing. So that this is the powerful game that you can play. Non-resistance in face of aggression. Non-resistance versus passivity. Passivity. It means any action in a non-reactive and comes from the presence, not from the ego. So it is not a passivity. You are taking the conscious decision of without ego, with living in the present moment. Eternal martial arts philosophy. What is that martial arts? They'll say yielding to overcome. Yielding to overcome. Use the opponent's force instead of resisting. Use the opponent force only instead of resisting. That is what in the martial arts they teach. Okay, use that opponent force. You try to gauge the other person, not with your ego. Try to gauge the other person and use that force to teach, not with your words or anything. Inaction can be powerful. As I told you, silence can be powerful, right? Inaction can be powerful. Doing nothing from the state of alert presence can transform the situations and also the people. Different from inertia or indecision, which stem from the fear of unconsciousness. So usually we argue because of your fear or your unconsciousness only you pray. Whenever you are taking conscious thing, then you will not actually argue with the other person. True actions comes from the present moment. If action is needed, you act not from ego or not from fear, but with a clear concept free mind. You don't have any concept of, oh, this concept only should be. You don't have any fear that you will lose the argument. That time you will get the right thing. You are unpredictable, not confirmed by the ideas like I must always be non-violent or I must always act, not this kind of the thing, right? So you should be calm, non-resistant. You need to think. Resistance is a weakness. Remember, if you are resisting something, it's a weakness. The ego sees resistance as a strength, but it is a weakness. Ego always thinks resistance is strength, but it is weakness. In true, fear is a disguise. Real strength is staying in that pure, innocent vulnerability, in innocence consciousness. It's not. So that is the real strength. The ego's role is resistance. Ego always says resist. Ego's role is resistance. The ego lives in a resistance mode, creates a roles, defensive mechanism to mask what it is vulnerability. Always the body is also fight or fright mode, right? So that is the resistance mode. But when you surrender, you drop masks, all your masks, defenses, your ego, you're dropping. You're becoming a real, authentic, and simple person. Ego gets fear. Whenever you are becoming a authentic person, your ego will get fear. You will hurt because you are dropping all your ego. But truth is, surrender lies true invulnerability. Whenever you are surrendering, true vulnerability. Suppose I'm not talking, whatever the, like Buddha's example I always give, right? Whatever the other person is talking, I'm not reacting at all. I'm just staying calm. Okay, do whatever you want to say. Once done, I will give the answer. Do whatever you wanted to say. And don't even take all of them into account. Say the few words that you wanted to say and drop it. Drop the thing, drop the ball. This is what I think. Okay, learn it or leave it. That's up to you. That's the kind of thing. So what is the takeaway from this particular surrender relationships? Surrender in relationships does not mean you are passive. You are mean, it means you are letting go of your inner resistance. Saying no and walking away is not a weakness, it is a firm no. But you wanted to be a peaceful and powerful state of being. True surrender creates space for healing. Whenever you are true surrender, you are creating a space for healing, space for communication, and space for transformation. The ego resistance is a real enemy, not the external person or not the situation. The ego resistance is the enemy actually. Authentic surrender leads to power, clarity, and freedom. This is what we learned about. What is that? Surrendering your relationships from last class to now. Is it clear? Any questions here before I start the next point? Any any questions I can take on this point? Or do you want me to continue, Lavanya? We can take questions in the last.
Yes, Prasanna. We can take the questions in the last.
Okay. I'm just giving you the points here. Okay. Okay, done. Next point is, what is the next point that we have is here, transforming from the illness to enlightenment. This we already discussed in some one of the chapters, if I remember right. We already talked, but we will see in surrendering. What is that? What to surrender in illness, right? Transformation from the illness to enlightenment. That's what here he is talking. Illness, like any other life challenge, is not a just physical issue. It is also a spiritual opportunity. When met with a deep acceptance and presence, illness can become the gateway to enlightenment rather than source of suffering. We have seen so many people became enlightened when they got illness. Can you name anyone in the recent past? Anyone that is coming to your mind who got enlightened with the illness? Am I there? Okay. Steve Jobs, iPhone invented. Did you see his words when he got the cancer and suffering all the things? So he started reading all the Paramahamsa Yogananda books, meditation, and at the last, that is his wish is to give those books to everyone. So sometimes the illness is also an opportunity to learn. It doesn't mean that we all should get the cancer to become the thing. It's not. That's not my wish. That whenever you're actually surrendering to it, it is not a giving up. Again, you may say that, oh, if I get anything, you should not go to the doctor or you should not use the medicine. No, no, it's not giving up. Surrender doesn't mean the giving up. Okay. We will see the concepts here. Surrendering versus giving up here. Last time we learned surrender versus resistance. Here, surrender versus giving up. Surrender is not a passive or loss of will. You should not lose your will. It is the inner acceptance, what it is. A present moment. Take that into the present moment without resistance, without labels. Suppose the moment that we got something, people started reading about it, who and all the got it, and what all the things. So you will go either to the past or to the future. Oh, that might happen, this might happen. So much future also you will be going. So do not go to the past or the future. Just be there in that. You may get something, but be there in that moment, present moment. Stop resisting because you are wiring your mind so much that it might happen, this might happen, that might happen, because you are thinking is your destiny. Whatever you think, it will slowly go. If you don't know, there are so many people you must have seen, they would have been having the cancer and all those things. They have survived for many years when they don't know. Once it got diagnosed, suddenly they'll drop the health. And suddenly within a year, there are so many people who passed away because it is all they're giving up. It is all that wiring their brain with so many things. So do not, that is what, surrender. Okay, what, so what, we will deal with it. So that is the kind of nature. In the inner, whenever you are inner acceptance, you will bring everything into the present moment without any resistance or label. True surrender doesn't mean abandoning the healing efforts, but rather releasing your mental suffering. That is what physical suffering will go, but releasing your mental suffering caused by your resistance. If you release your mental suffering, physical body can easily heal. And we have a who is the author of that? You are the placebo. Joe Dispenza, right? We have this him as a live example. How his backbone has just got set with his inner, with his no resistance and with only with the inner will. So that's how we all should be there. That's what the true surrender means. Okay, surrenderance is inner acceptance of what it is without any reservation. Always, this point also we discuss life versus life situation. This illness is life situation, it's not the entire life. Okay, life is essential being, life is a consciousness, life is living in the moment. Whereas life situation is your external moment. You got some problem with your body, that's an external. The soul is separate and your body is separate, isn't it? Your body is so, like Raman Maharshi once when he's suffering with the cancer, he is also suffering, right? So somebody came and asked, oh, how are you? I'm doing great, perfectly fine. Then he asked like, oh, you are suffering with the cancer and you are saying perfectly fine. The cancer came to my body, not to me. That kind of acceptance we all should know. Illness, problems, events, so many things, past, future, in time, present moment, we will get so many, but those are all the life situations. It's not the life. Illness is part of your life situation. It's not your complete life. As there is no problems in the current moment, there is no illness either. You have something, but right now you are able to breathe, you are happy, you are able to listen, you are able to do, you are able to eat. That means there's nothing happening to you. That's a mindset that we all should adapt it. The power of present moment. Whenever you are living in that, nothing will happen to me. I'm all right. That's the power of that present moment, right? Illness gains the power when it's named, labeled, linked with the time. That's only that illness will get the power, because we read so many things, we hear so many stories. All the things will link up. Your brain will link it up. Don't do that. That's where actually your illness is getting the power over you. Focusing only in the present moment without any labels transform illness into something that is manageable. It could be your pain, small pain, or big pain, or discomfort, or weakness, or disability. So these are only, so think that these are only things. These are all the things that came to your body, not to you. You can do so many things. Who is that? Who doesn't have the legs and thing? Who has become the scientist? I didn't remember. Stephen, somebody name, right? You all
Stephen
know.
Fleming, yeah. It's
Yeah,
Fleming? Yeah, something like
yeah.
that.
So see, because he didn't feel that whatever that disability, he thought it is only for body, not for his mind, not for him. So he is able to achieve. So these many things. Recently, I saw some short or some real kind of thing. Right, there is a one the without legs. That girl came to participate in a beauty pageant. Such a guts that she showed, right? So that is the kind of the thing that we all should adapt. You do not surrender the idea of illness. Surrender to now, present moment. Then you will achieve it. You are suffering to enter into the now. Listen intensely the illness. Pull your deeper presence. The state of intensive awareness dissolves suffering and transform your relationship to now. So you do not develop the relationship between you and that illness. Surrender to that and bring that present moment there. Do not identify yourself with illness. It's not who you are. It's not at all who you are. Allow the suffering to be force you into the present moment. Use it for enlightenment. Allow that, because if something happening, allow that to bring it to the present moment. I know there is a one of my friend and my son's art teacher. She got a cancer. Okay, so she adjourned all the classes and all, and she is taking a treatment, and she read so many books like on that, as we all do this kind of the thing, right? So she showed me, because whenever I'm trying to help her and give some food and all, she used to discuss that book. She said, heaven is not a destination to reach, heaven is a state to live. So, that moment, she realized it's not that heaven is not somewhere. How happy I am today. Nothing is going to change, even if I am here or not, if I am gone. So, I stopped worrying about what will happen if something happened to me. That worry, I took it out from the mind after reading that book. Because of that, I'm able to recover fast, and she is able to recover fast. Within 1 year or 1.5 years she became cancer free. So that is the kind of the state that we all should adapt. Surrender transform you, not the illness. Illness will never transform you, but whenever you are surrendering, it will transform you. The external situations, the external situation may or may not change, but you will change. Situation may be there, the illness may be there, but you will change. When your inner reality shifts, the outer mirror reflects you that shift. Surrender does not transform, but surrender transforms you. The surrender does not transform the situation, but it transforms you within. It may not transform you the illness, but it will transform you from within. That is what he's saying. And mirror analogy. Attacking a mirror image like resisting, you will suffer more. Suppose there is an image and you are attacking with the mirror, then will it give you anything? No. You will suffer more. Acceptance brings peace. Peace reflects back to you. Whenever you are accepting, it brings you peace, and peace will give you that reflectance on your face, on your life also. Becoming friendly towards the image, it becomes friendly to you. That's what it is happening. Like a mirror, becoming friendly. Oh, illness, okay, okay. I'll take a treatment. I'll treat you. Be there. Do not think too much about it. Drop your ego, identity with illness. When we say my illness, because you are saying that illness, you are owning it. Don't own that illness. Treat it separately. Don't bind yourself. Don't becoming identity. Show that identity, right? Don't do that. If someone feels offended by this teaching, I'm sorry, that's what he's saying. It is a sign that ego is holding on to the illness. Your ego is holding on to the illness. Is a part of self-image. I have seen so many people, the moment you ask, how are you? Oh, they'll identify themselves. I'm getting this ache, that ache, so much their identity. And always they talk about it because there's nothing else to talk about. They are identifying themselves with that ache, with that pain, with that all the things. There are people, even though there are all the things are there, they will say, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm doing good," because they are not thinking about all the things. The moment you started thinking, that will show more. Be aware of yourself, not aware of your illness. Remember that. You are the problem as long as egoic mind is in control. If your egoic mind is in control, you will become the problem. You be the control of your present moment, not with your egoic mind. Do not feel guilt or blame anything. Illness is not a punishment. It's not a failure. Avoid blaming yourself, that too with a resistance. No. Resistance keeps suffering alive. Use anything bad for enlightenment only. Anything that comes some bad or something is happening, use that how you can use it for enlightenment. Okay, that way you start thinking. Withdraw the time from illness. Oh, this time it will go. Don't put all the timelines to the illness. It will go. It is not there right at this moment. You are able to breathe. You are able to eat. You are able to do everything. There's no illness. Think in that way. Time gives continuity, because if you say that 2 months I had to do this, so do whatever that you have to do it. But at this moment, I don't have illness. That's a kind of mindset you do have it. Time gives continuity to suffering. I have given sick for years. I have been sick for years. I never recover. I will never recover. Don't use that statement. Stop giving the illness a storyline. Don't keep that storyline. Don't express it to all the people. Do not. If you want advice, talk to the right people, doctors or healers. Talk to them. Done with it. Live in present moment without projecting past or a future onto it. Live only in the present moment. Do not project past or a future. Spiritual alchemy. Pain to presence. Okay, alchemy, what they are making all the metals into the gold. Similarly, make whatever the pain you are coming, use that to become more aware. Use that to become more enlightened. Alchemy is a transforming a state from one state to another. Alchemy means they are actually alchemist, if you see, is converting into the gold, right? So similarly, base metal here is pain and suffering. What is that? Your gold is what? Your consciousness and your awareness. Bring everything use everything to become more awareness and more consciousness. Even disaster can become enlightenment when we use it consciously. Transmute the base metal into gold, suffering into consciousness. That is the ultimate thing. So illness is not your enemy. So remember, illness is not your enemy or your destiny. It is just the messenger. It came to you, an invitation. It came to you to step out of your mental narratives and enter into the deep stillness. That is, enter into the power of present moment. From this place, pure presence, transformation become possible. Not just healing of the body, but awakening of your soul is possible at this moment. The condition that you labeled as illness, if you label it as illness, then that will always be there. Do not label, nothing to do with it, with you. Your true state is nothing to do with the illness. You deal with it day to day, what you have to do it, but don't label yourself that I am that patient. I'm a migraine patient. Like that people, because you are labeling yourself with that particular illness. Do not do that. Hope it is clear. So I'll stop here. I'll give some time for questions today.
Thank you, Prasanna garu. As usual, wonderful session. Friends, if you have any questions, you can either unmute yourself or put it into the chat, whichever way you feel comfortable. So let me take this moment to ask a question, Prasanna garu.
Sure.
So surrendering to illness, like it's that's what I feel little challenging when I see, because I've seen a couple of my relatives who passed away. So it's like when they are in that particular situation, like if you take about a cancer or anything which is so painful, and it requires so much of awareness or to come into that present moment, right? Like so much of pain. When I've seen that people will be suffering, they can't even take that pain to be in that, and the tablets which they will be taking is full of seduced kind of thing, because they can't withstand that pain. So like I
No,
was just
one thing is, right, Amma, the moment you say the cancer or chemotherapy, already they induce the pain within their mind. Besides the pain that it is the medicine is causing, already they have induced the pain. Because everybody talked about chemotherapy is so painful, these patients are already induced it. The lady that I'm just referring, the art teacher one, right? She used to drop his son at my place, go to chemotherapy, take rest there for a couple of hours in the clinic itself, drive back and pick the son and go home. She never wanted to take anyone's help. I asked, "Do you want me to come and pick you up?" No, I wanted to stand for myself. I don't want. So when one can do that, everyone can do that actually. The thing is, the moment the word the cancer itself is, right, the moment you say, you started feeling so much fear or pain or anything. I'm not saying that procedure is not a painful or that is not the painful, depending on the various kinds of the cancer, it will be the painful. But do not identify or do not label itself or do not fear about it. That gives you that gives the more strength. I think I have already gave some example, like my mom doesn't actually, when I saw her reports, the blood reports, she was all perfect at that age. That kind of the blood report is awesome, but she always complains, oh, that they take this egg. So because of that, she's not able to do the things properly, even though she had that good physical health. Whereas compared to my mother-in-law, when she goes, she has a thyroid, she has a diabetes, she had whatnot, all the things like, okay. But she is just happy to live that day, always thankful whenever, oh, God has given enough days. Even when she is going for the ICU, she has to admit, right? Oh, God has given me enough thing. Don't worry, take care of your kids, she'll go. That with that attitude, she's still surviving, she's still happy that way. Is she not suffering physically? Yes, she will be suffering. I'm not saying she's not suffering physically, but mentally she is not. That's how, right? So that kind of thing. I also gave that other example. I once the thing that I learned from her. She gets some pension, whatever the thing. So at the end of the month, if she was some few hundreds were left in the account, let us take. So whoever the kids comes, right? Some kids will come to give chocolates for the birthday, and she'll give 150. Take it, take it. She'll not keep anything. Because anyway, so people will ask, what will happen if something happens? Oh, I have my kids, they'll take it. That kind of the thing also, right? Do all our parents is having that kind of, what do you say, bharosa or what do you call, on the kids? No, right? They will, oh, they want to save, they want to do that for the future, kind of thing, right? So things will happen because when you are when you are having that kind of happy thing, things are moving on. She's like 88 or 89 now. Still, all the things, everybody is taking care, everything. My parents have crores of rupees. My everything, the properties and everything is there, but still, they don't have that kind of happy fate. That's what is the mental labeling. That's what I'm saying. The fear is there, the ego is there, that so much is there. Then you can't be happy, however you have it. That's where I'm saying it, right? Do not label yourself. There are so many people who are actually, because I'm in that, because I'm working in my research project between 40 to 55 is my age group. And I'm also in that period. So everybody, when it comes to, especially when people crosses 45, oh, menopause, oh, those things. Once you started seeing one video, in your feed, social media feed, and whatever the feed, it comes those kind of videos only, and you keep on seeing them. Then you will wire yourself. Oh, that may come, this may come, this that might happen, this might happen. So stop doing that. I just stop doing everything that. If something comes, we will see that we'll seek a expert advice. What to do, what not to do, right? So yeah, people will give, okay. The moment you started seeing, they will say hormonal therapy is there, that is available, this is available. The moment you see symptoms, do you know these are the symptoms? Do you know these are the symptoms? They'll start giving it. Okay, if you observe this is the menopause symptom, this is this symptom. Then you try to wire your mind with that. When you are not feeling, even for a small dizziness, some that day you might not have a proper food, proper nutrition, you got some dizziness, then, oh, that video, somebody said, oh, this is there. Nowadays, because of the YouTube video, YouTube doctors, WhatsApp doctors have become so much, right? So all the things you will wire. So do not wire. That's what I'm saying. So other than you, in your case, other than being in the present moment, because they are thinking, will they live more life?
No.
Even with the chemotherapy or anything, they will definitely, I will say, they are losing the number of days. They are not going to live. That's why so many people, without knowing they will live, they would have survived for many days, but once they know, their health decays fast because of your mental wiring.
Got it. Thanks, Prasanna garu. I have a question here from MS. So
Mhm.
thanks. A good session, very well explained. Two topics today. I came across a comment saying the understanding of the content in a book depends on the reader's experience and knowledge. If two different people read the same book, they understand the content differently according to their situations and the knowledge they possesses, which could not be the writer's intent to convey in the book. my question, is this applicable to people attending and listening to the spiritual or self-help sessions? Though they may attend many sessions, they might only understand to their level of experience and understanding, which may not be the actual intention of the speaker. Any
Exactly. Yes.
they have come across? Yeah.
Yes. The answer is yes. Because you will understand only whatever that you can absorb, only whatever that you can take it. That level is, Ramana Maharshi told everybody, contemplate on who am I and understand. But how much we all could grasp it. He gave the same teaching for everybody. How much we got it, how much the people, even the people who were there who lived with him also, how many people could grasp them? Only couple of them are able to grasp and write the books and follow his path. But what about others? Everybody, there are so many people went, right? How many people could grasp it? No, not many, right? So it all depends on how much that your mental state, your life experiences, your state of mind, it all depends on it. Other, whatever the other intent could be the different, and whatever you understand could be the different. Even when I'm explaining, forget about different people. I'll give you the best example, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, by Richard Bach. You read today, you understand one way. You read the same book after 2 years, your understanding will be totally different. You read it after few years. That's why whenever I give that book to teenagers, because that's my to-go book for the teenage kids, you read every 5 years, I'll say. Read this book every 5 years once, because anyway it's a small book, they can read it. So read that book every 5 years. As your understanding is increasing, level of understanding, same book, same person, your understanding will be different. Even Power of Now, I'm telling, maybe 3 years back, I taught, that time my understanding, my level of how I gave the thing is totally different from now what I'm doing. Maybe after 2 years, if I do it, I may do it differently. You must have noticed what's my experience or how much I could give example or deliver at the time of Soul Journey to Power of Now. You would have seen the difference. Same thing goes with everybody, right? Because in life travel, we are at the different stages. We are keep learning. It's not that we are stopping at one point. Am I answered your question, MS?
I think so, Prasanna. Let me just read about other feedbacks. Chandana, very interesting, very well explained, Prasanna garu. And Varas sir, as long as ego exists, surrendering seems difficult.
Yes.
Session.
Yes, definitely. As long as your ego exists, surrendering is not possible. And same goes with you cannot live in the present moment also. As long as the ego exists.
Thank you, Prasanna garu. Very good session. Just my one question. In the first topic where we were discussing about arguments, and when two people are arguing, and you just let the other person finish, and you say what you have to say. Doesn't sometimes maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that if you let other person keep going and you don't say anything or react to whatever, I mean, react in at least normal way, don't they look at you as a weak person?
No.
I mean,
your silence, observe it. Silence always is stronger than your words. Observe it. Try it next time. First, 90% of the people now, they are listening to react, not listening to understand. Try to listen to understand than to react. Before you react, let them finish. Try to understand their mental condition. Try to understand what they're saying, because don't interrupt and don't interfere and go back. Right? So Silence is always a powerful tool. And just imagine somebody talks to you, somebody yelled at you, and you didn't react anything and you just left the place. Imagine how much the other person ego will get hurt.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to learn. Silence is a powerful than words. Try to stay silent, stay present. Why do you want to spoil your present moment by arguing with some nonsense things on some nonsense person if the argument doesn't sound good? Right?
Yeah, true. Thanks.
No, you need to have that judgment, and when that silence is an agreement, when silence is an agreement, and when to talk, when not to talk, that is where our wisdom lies, right?
Yeah.
Suppose in the office there is a meeting and they said there is something, they said, oh, whatever that you have done is wrong and this should be done this way, this way, this way. There the silence is not the right thing, right? So you need to tell your point.
Yeah.
Why you have done it, how you are right. That's there the silence is not the thing.
Situational.
I'm saying situational. I'm saying when the argument you are saying the other person is not going or listening to your things, then is the silence is right. Even with your boss also sometimes he will not listen. Whatever that he wanted to tell, he or she wanted to tell, that is right. She or he is arguing, boss is always right kind of the thing, right? Then is there any use if you try to give your point at that time? So not in the moment of argument. You may give your point later, but at that moment being silence is the best. You have to gauge that point. You can calm down, calm neatly, and then come back and write all your points, put it in your mail, and then send back. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Cindy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
And one more request, like maybe it is a 12th, 12th. I want all of you to reflect and talk on this because 28th and 5th mostly. In another 2 sessions, I think we can finish the book. 12th, be ready. And I want all of you to reflect on what you learn. There will be some takeaway, right? Couple of points you will be interested to follow. Not Eckhart Tolle gave so many points. What are the 2 points that you learn and 2 or 3 points that you learn and want to implement in your life? Reflect yourself from all these 20. How many classes, Lavanya, for this book?
27th session. Yeah, 27.
27. Yeah, almost some 30 session. 30th session. I'm asking you to. I will talk 29 sessions. 30th session, you all need to talk. I will listen. Okay.
Sure, Prasanna. Any other questions, friends? And Aruna ma'am said it's a good session. Yeah, MS said it's he understood.
Yeah. Thanks, Prasanna. I joined in the middle, so
okay.
I would go back and listen to it.
Sure.
Always something to take back in these sessions. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajini ma'am.
Thank you, Anusha. Thank you, Chandana. Okay, if no questions, we'll take a leave. See you next week.
Yes. Thank you, Prasanna garu, for the wonderful session, as usual.